Today is August 24th, and here's our Buoy 10 update. Where do we start? Okay, so the last 4 days, we keep on seeing a semblance of what Buoy 10 is all about. Those insane bites where you just can't even get your baits down the water fast enough. Well, we saw that again today, but the problem is the last 4 days is that these bites been lasting maybe about 15 minutes, half hour, one pass, maybe two passes at best, and then done. And you're either on them or you're not. Today, we started out down where we have been around checkerboard, and that was a bust. I mean, the fish were not in there at all. It sounds like this morning there were maybe a couple of guys that found some fish above the bridge on the Oregon and Washington side right when the tide started running pretty hard, but those guys only had just a brief little window to get after those fish. You know, it's getting tough. You know, we're here on August 24th, and this is usually when it's just, it doesn't matter what part of the tide, where you're at, you're catching fish regardless. But it still kind of feels like it's August 5th, where it's just group of 50 fish here, group of 100 fish there. You see 8 or 10 nets, you think it's go time, and then done. So later on in the day, we had honestly about a 6-hour period of just nothing, just random bites here and there, but only saw maybe all morning. In fact, probably from the time we left the dock until about 2 o'clock, I saw maybe 6 nets. Talked to a lot of guides in the area, and everyone was struggling. You know, one fish here, one fish there. Nothing too exciting. We ended up later on in the afternoon finding a little decent bite, but again, we were a little bit behind it. So I jumped up over to the Churchill on the last part of the incoming, or I guess there's probably about 2 hours left in the incoming, because incoming lasts until about 5 o'clock, 5:30 here tonight. So we're coming up, and the water temp's right. I'm marking a few fish. We get 5 bites in one pass. It's like, all right, we're on them. Here we go. Run all the way back down below the bridge on the church. Start coming back up through that shallow water, that 15, 20 foot that's been producing. Next pass in, dead. Man, here we go again. Okay, so let's get on the phone. Let's start searching. Well, I call up Bill Monroe Jr., and he says, hey, we got him pretty good up above the bridge on that incoming tide, but it was only for, again, about a pass or two. And so by the time I get up there, I was literally about a quarter mile behind him. And him and the boats around him were catching fish. We weren't. The boats around me were not. That's the way the bite's been last few days. Now, we're coming up on better tides here pretty much tomorrow for the next 4 or 5 days. So frankly, if we don't start really whacking on fish, I mean, just anywhere, anytime, just catching fish left and right, every boat, this season might be on the borderline of one of the tougher seasons that I've seen in the last 6, 7, 8 years. Heck, maybe even longer than that. But we're close. We're not giving up yet. And frankly, we still had 15 plus bites, so this isn't springer fishing, but we released 4 wild coho, we released 2 or 3 short snook, and had several other bites, bait strips, lost a nice snook at the side of the boat, and kept the snook, and that was about it. We only kept 1 fish today. I mean, if those coho weren't wild, we'd have a lot more in the box. If we landed that other snook or 2, missed and didn't, and actually converted on some of those bites, we'd be coming in pretty good. But I'll tell you what, coming in with 1 fish definitely feels like March 15th, not August 23rd, 24th. So that is our Buoy 10 update for today. Hopefully it's not too depressing. Again, we're coming in on better tides right now. Fingers are crossed again. I just want to be done early. I want to have all of our fish done at the dock by a normal time, not back at 5:30. I know it's the tides right now, it's tough. You have a small window at the beginning of the morning and a small window at 4 or 5 o'clock where you should be able to catch fish. But just that 8 hours in the middle stinks. Oh boy. Okay, well, time to clean up the boat, shred all my gear, start over from scratch, and get back after it again tomorrow. We'll see what happens then. Later, guys.